I am a businessman. Actually, I'm not a businessman, but if you're a businessman or a businesswoman, or maybe the right way to say it is a business person, and if it's raining profits on your company, I have the perfect proposal for you. You see, I scripted that line because we're in the second wettest place on earth, but as luck would have it, it's not really forecasted to rain. But the forecast does have this, the 2023 Porsche Cayenne, and before your candlestick charts tells you that this is more of a liability than an asset, let me explain. A business has to be involving, it has to be fun, and it has to exercise your creative instincts. Not my words, and not my words, I promise you. These are the words of Richard Branson, and that's actually someone you should be listening to. And honestly, if Richard Branson would be sitting where I'm sitting, he'd be a very happy man or a very happy person. Because if the Cayenne is anything, it is involving, and Porsche has actually made this Cayenne even more involving thanks to new hardware, including a 2-valve setup for shock absorbers, which has basically led to a great joint venture between comfort and handling. For India, the air suspension is standard, and Porsche has also updated the air suspension to basically make sport sportier and comfort comfier, while also keeping handling in check during hard cornering. Now, I can confirm this works, because no matter how hard I try to chuck this into a corner, this big fat SUV just completely hides its weight and it corners flat. It's pretty remarkable. And then again, on the flip side, you have great ride, so it just soaks up bumps and potholes and compressions so well, and so much better than you think a sporty SUV like a Cayenne would on these massive wheels. It's actually the best of both worlds, if I'm honest. And people who are really serious about hardware should make their own software. Again, not my words, not my words. Those are the words of Steve Jobs, and I think he is quoting someone named Alan Key there, and I don't even think the quote was exactly that. But here's a bit of hardware even Steve Jobs would be proud of, because in the Cayenne, the passenger gets a screen to distract them from the screen that they were using to distract them from their other screen. And this screen can control the media, the navigation, you can also see the G-forces of your car. So you can do a lot of stuff with it, but all this stuff you can also do on the infotainment screen. So if you want this, you can still pay 1.5 lakh rupees to Porsche, but I'm not really sure how useful it's going to be, because I'm just going to be on this or this pretty much the entire time. And if you're driving the Cayenne, you'll also notice there's a new screen up here, which is a completely digital driver's display. It's debuting on the Cayenne for the first time, so that iconic analog rev counter in the middle is gone. Now, I'm usually sad about these updates, but here it's actually not so bad, and that's for 2 reasons. Number one is that you can still have a big rev counter in the middle with the traditional 5-ring setup from Porsche. And the second is that there is a lot of functionality and customizability here. So like I said, right now it's on the 5-ring setup, but you can also just have 3 rings if you want slightly less distractions. You can have a full screen map, you can have a map with 2 dials on either side, or I think one of the coolest things is you can just have the screen completely blank with just the speed readout in the middle. I think that's lovely. So there is customizability here, and it looks pretty nice actually. Leadership is the capacity to translate vision into reality. Warren Buffett said that, or actually I think it was Warren Bennis, but I don't really know who that is. What I do know is that Porsche has improved the Cayenne's vision by giving it slimmer matrix LED headlights as standard. This one is spec'd with the optional extra matrix HD LED headlights, and this also gets standard 20-inch rims and a new air quality system which filters out pollution, dust, and kills 99.9% of germs. So basically, if you live in a city like Delhi, you can breathe very easy inside the Cayenne without the risk of a lung infection. But I suspect that system's not going to be of much use here, because right now we're at the second wettest place on earth, Cherrapunji, and it is spectacular here. So the new Cayenne is involving, it exercises your creative instincts, but is it fun? In a word, yes, it is fun. Now we're driving the base spec Cayenne.
Don't worry, smile, somebody's hearing your praise.
This V6 though has gotten an update, so it has 13 more horsepower and 50 more Newton meters of torque. And of course the Cayenne has an all-wheel drive system. So what that means is that on these narrow, greasy, wet roads and actually pretty fantastic, spectacular roads, I mean some of the views here are unbelievable. But what that system does is it just makes the Cayenne so easy to drive. The all-wheel drive system just claws into the tarmac and generates so much grip that this big, fast SUV feels more like a friend when you're driving through these roads than your enemy or something that you have to wrestle with to get it to go fast. It's just so easy. It's involving and fast without being intimidating. It's pretty fantastic.
Take risks now. Do something bold. You won't regret it.
I don't think Elon Musk was talking about buying a Porsche Cayenne when he said that, but I think the same rule still applies. You see, the BMW X5 and the Mercedes-Benz GLE are both similarly sized luxury SUVs, but they're a whole lot more affordable. So it is risky trying to buy the Cayenne, but I promise you, once you drive it, you're not really going to regret it. And if you are really buying it, then go bold. Spec it in a PTS color, spend some extra money on a Bose sound system, and if you see a box saying sports exhaust, make sure you tick it. Your employees will initially hate you for cutting their bonuses, but at least you won't be able to hear them with your foot to the floor and the music on blast. Anyways, that was my presentation on the Porsche Cayenne. Thank you for watching PowerDrift.